It's a Friday. We've got surf out at Mavericks. We've got snow in the mountains. We've got big rain coming to Southern California. We've got 3 to 5 inches of rain that has already fallen in parts of Santa Barbara County and will continue. LA is kind of the lead story here as we go into the next couple of days with heavy rain forecast. We start off with Mavericks. These guys were towing in this morning. This is actually a little bit earlier, but you should see swell today about 10 to 15 feet. Not huge. Tide's pretty good. You see the jet ski out here. These are live camera pictures, so that's why I'm kind of playing them off now. I think they're going to go on this one. So here, turning them around. He's whipping them in. There's the lump. You're like, you could never catch that with your arms, right? You got to tow in. And that's what they do. They tow in, and then the jet ski, it's like water skiing. This one back here, I'll bet I know a couple of these guys too. You see there's four tow teams out there. And then can you see the little white water? So that's a big wave. I mean, that's solid 20-foot face. They're calling it, you don't call waves by the face, you call them by the backs. But Mavericks is breaking today. High surf advisories along the coast. Again, nice little set right there. See what they do here. It's interesting. It is. I got in trouble the other day because it's not towing in. Isn't exactly like surfing. It isn't. It's a little bit of a hybrid, right? Because you could never catch that with your arms. They're having trouble catching it with a boat. And let's see if they can get it. They're not giving up. Okay. And then we go over to Heavenly Valley where we've got snow. Beautiful day. It's 33 degrees up at Heavenly Valley right now. This should log up for us. Beautiful cloud cover. Snowing at Heavenly Valley. Tram is running, which is interesting. Wow, beautiful day. 33 degrees. And that's up high. What are we at? We're over 8,000 feet. And then I think we've got another shot here. Let's see how this works. That's interesting. It was just snowing there, but not snowing over the tram, but not snowing here. And then snowing. Again, this is all Heavenly Valley stuff. So kind of fun to see. So weather in California, we got rainfall, man. We got 3 to 5 inches of rain in the Marin County watershed. We got up around Mount Shasta, we got a couple of inches of rain. The valley got an inch of rain. A very beneficial rainfall for the state thus far. But as we go into the next 24 hours to 48 hours, LA is under the gun because they're going to get a bunch of rain. Here is the infrared satellite image. And let me put a loop on it real quick. Here it is. Hope you're having a good morning so far. And you can see the system kind of clearing. Here's Northern California clearing out, dry air sector. And then the big low is here. So that's the trough. That's the jet stream. So this thing is going to continue to, like a conveyor belt, is going to continue to take moisture. And you're like, well, wait, Bill, that's not from the subtropics. It is from the subtropics. It's coming from here and going up over the top, right? So this moisture plume is abundant with moisture. It is a tropical connection for sure. And, it's delivered. It's been, again, beneficial, but that is not how this ends up. It looks like a lot of this rain that moves into Southern California is going to be a problem for some. So here's where it's raining right now. Let's put a loop on this. And I guess we can see here. And most of it's south, right? In Southern California. And the fire hose impact is really going to be right in here. Right in here. As we go into the next 72 hours. And you'll see that in a bunch of different ways. There'll be more rain for Northern California. But this is basically a Big Sur South kind of a rain event. It has been thus far as well. We can take a peek at some of the rainfall totals. First, we'll look at the HRRR. So this gets us through today. And let's see what we can go here. Move this. I got a lot of tabs open. So I got I wish you could see my laptop. It loads up with stuff. This is HRRR. So this is right now. This is this afternoon, mid-morning. And you kind of see Central Valley, West Slope of Sierra Nevada. No snow on 80 and 50. There's a little bit of flurry activity, but nothing really stuck. Warm storm. And then the HRRR, you can see it. So then it kind of backs away, and then there goes the LA thing. The beginning of what's going to be a real wet run for them. This is late this afternoon into tonight. and that's the fire hose. Okay, so that's going to be our main focus as we go through time. Here are some of the rain totals thus far in Southern California. So up around, it's a moving target because it's raining right now. 4.36 inches up around Gaviota. A couple inches of rain up around Santa Barbara. So far in Southern California, we're looking at a few hundredths of an inch, right? Southern California being, Escondido, Oceanside. This is all Laguna Beach area, Redondo Beach. Pretty light stuff. This whole area, though, right here, when you see the green, that's a flood watch, which will turn into a flood warning. And it's going to be, again, it's exactly what we were talking about. This is the fire hose. Fire hose being that's some tropical moisture plume. And there'll be more rain north, just not going to be as copious as what they see south. This is from the National Weather Service watches and warnings, plus rainfall accumulations over the last 48 hours. And you can see Santa Cruz Mountains over 5 inches of rain, which is awesome. Foothills of the Sierra Nevada, Grass Valley, you guys came in at 2.5, 3 inches of rain, which is awesome. Orographics, right? Lifting. Heavier rainfall, I did see that. This is that area up around Trinity Alps. I did see a 4.18 inches of rain. Cape Mendocino, 2-3 inches of rain. These areas very capable of handling that much water. And from here on out, more rain comes, but the focus is that Southern California area, which is not set up for water. If we had the same focus up here in Northern California, I'd be like, you can see there's no watches and warnings. I'd be like, there would be a lot of watches and warnings. It's a big event, and we have drainage. These guys don't. This whole area is going to turn into a flood warning. We talked about it some yesterday, if you remember. And I kind of was looking at the models. Remember I took forever to get through the models yesterday? I was like, this looks weird because of the way the low kind of warped and then kind of came in underneath and then sticks around in that trough. And I remember thinking, God, I normally would have redone the whole video because I was like, wow, this doesn't look right. But now the models are congealing into that focus. Here's Mount Shasta this morning, and again, Northern California. Mount Shasta got 2 inches of rain, and then Shasta Valley is getting some fog this morning, and Mount Shasta got some snow. Let's see if we can go over to Hammond Ranch. That's one of the cameras I use right here. The problem I have with Hammond Ranch is it was in the fog this morning, but this is our best Shasta. Yeah, see, it's in the fog, so that's not going to work. I wanted to see how much snow is on Shasta. Here we are in MacArthur, 0.6 of an inch of rain. Beautiful. Well, looking towards MacArthur. And then this is just we're looking at the day. This is California. This is where we live. This is the landscape. Look how beautiful it is. The fog. Stable environment, right? We're in that dry, sinking air sector. That's why the fog is sort of flattened out. You can kind of see it. That's not so as you get south of San Francisco. Beautiful shot. And then we got, so that would MacArthur, what did I say? MacArthur got, it's going to be 59 degrees today for a daytime high. Mount Tamalpais, you did that thing you do where you get a bunch of rain. You got over 3 inches of rain. There's the environment trying to stabilize, a little valley fog coming out, a few high clouds coming in. You're looking towards San Francisco, right? Look where you live. It's so awesome. There's Mount Sutro Tower, San Francisco here, Pedro Point here, Mill Valley here. Mount Tamalpais is 63 degrees. Awesome. Very awesome. And then this is Santa Cruz Pier. Yesterday we looked at it. It was stormy as hell. Big surf along the coast. Like I said, Mavericks is breaking 10 to 15 foot. Let's go back and check it out and see what they're doing. Thanks for bearing with. Sometimes it's fun to see the live sets. Let's go up live. Ooh, that's right now. So you see the tow teams out here. Tough day to stay put. And you're going, well, Bill, why is it so bumpy? This is Mavericks offshore Half Moon Bay. Storm waves, not 20, 25 foot, but 10 to 15 foot. See how shifty it is. It's not a bad tide. It's just shifty because it's been so windy. It's just like a kid in a bathtub. It takes a while for the bathtub water to mellow out and before you get the next kid in there, right? Or if you're trying to make your boat perfect when you're a little kid in the bathtub floating. So tow teams out there, they practice. These guys are the ones, and women are the ones who really learn about the break. because they're out there in all conditions. That's how you learn, right? It's not they're not out there always on the perfect day. They're feeling this place out. Same types of people that go out and dive the reef to see what's underneath, to look at the body contours, the bottom contours. Okay, so there's Mavericks. We'll check back on that as well. No, I lost my spot. Where were we? Oh, there we go. We're doing a little tour of California. So there is. I don't even think we did this one. Okay, there's Santa Cruz Pier. We're talking about the surf. This is Fresno County, and that's where the rain is right now. We saw that on the radar, and not as much rain, but on that west slope, coming out of Fresno into the hills, you get this kind of thing. Fresno only got like 0.4 of an inch today. Wow, that's rainy. It looks a little windy too. So the big difference between Fresno and MacArthur, right, in terms of environment. The environment from MacArthur is stable. It's high pressure. This is Santa Barbara right now. They're in it, man. They are in it. They're getting rain right now. Santa Barbara, 3 inches of rain already just north of town. This is TV Hill, they call it. We're looking towards town. 62 degrees in Santa Barbara today. So we are just going through the state. And then this is the spot that's probably you're going to hear the most about this week. And this is Palisades. This is kind of looking towards the north. Just I wanted you to see the hills, how dry it's been. This rain is very helpful. But what's going to happen is it's going to go beyond beneficial rain. There, it's starting to go a little bit there into rain that is going to be could be a problem. And that's why we've got all the watches and warnings up. Along the coast, we've got a beach hazard statement. We saw it. Crabbers, you guys are crabbing a bunch right now. I know the crabs are moving. Crab fishing is funny, man. It's not, you think it's crab pots, it is, but it's also people going out on high tide or low tide, throwing out a box with meat in it, and then the crabs they're pretty aggressive, man. When they get in there and they'll grab into the bag and they get their little hoofs cut and you pull them in, about like one at a time. I had 2 at a time on once, but the problem is that you're always wading out into the ocean and you're always throwing this thing and you're kind of right at the water's edge. You're trying to get out as far as you can, especially on the lower tides. So just be careful because this is kind of ocean that'll mess you up. We saw the mountains. We saw the snow advisory or winter storm watch up there. There's still high snow levels, though. Not expecting much unless you go above 8,000 feet. This is the area of concern. The flood advisory will turn into a flood warning. This is a flood watch, which will turn into a flood warning. This is Santa Barbara, Long Beach, and the potential for a 1/2 foot of rain does exist down here. And what's happened is, and this is what we saw last night, this is Los Angeles, Ventura, but so here we are now, these cities all have a chance of rain, but Friday night, tonight, into Saturday, and into Saturday night, and even beyond, this is the high risk zone Saturday for Santa Barbara and areas beyond in the Southern California zone. Warm day today. That's just indicative of this is from San Diego office. Warm, temperatures in the 60s, mid 60s, upper 60s, and then Newport Beach, San Clemente, Oceanside flood watches. It's going to turn to flood warnings. I mean, some of these areas are showing up to 8 inches of rain potential. So it's a big deal. We'll keep an eye on it. This is like through the day today into tonight. And then as I showed you, it goes back here. Let's go back a bit. It's in here. It's this Friday night, tonight, overnight, into Saturday night. And then even beyond that, there's more, but we will just play it by ear to see how things work out. The precipitable water is aggressive in that zone, and it's focused. These are the forecast highs for today, and that also just shows you the air mass, the subtropical air mass that we're under. Pineapple Connection, I just access to subtropical moisture, and this is what you get. Even though it's not raining up here, it's warm. Even though it is raining here, Bakersfield, 67, it's warm. Snow levels are high. Tomorrow, it's the same thing. These are the forecast highs for tomorrow. Thanks for all the new subscribers, you guys. I'm glad you're showing up. Appreciate the comments, too. Let's look at the models. Got a lot to talk about today. Sometimes I just want to talk about surf, but we have real weather. I mean, it's winter, and it's acting like it. In Southern California, it's under the gun. This is the HRRR rapid update. This is right now. Just scattered showers in LA. No big deal. No big deal. Maybe a thunderstorm possible down around Fresno County. This is this afternoon. And then we get into tonight. And this is what those, right? Look at that. You're way down there, but that is, and it's coming from the south. So you're going to get this move where you get this orographically produced, like Santa Barbara, see Point Conception here. See how it faces south? Well, this wind and this moisture is coming in almost perpendicular. That's why Malibu, up north into Santa Barbara really gets hammered. I mean, all of Southern California has the potential, but really gets hammered. Mammoth Mountain, you could see above 8,000 feet, which you are. You could see 2 feet of snow, wet snow. So here is the GFS. This is one that we saw the HRRR. Here's what the GFS does. The wind is not such a thing. So this is, I don't like this. The resolution sucks, right? This is right now. This is this afternoon, tomorrow morning, or tonight. And then here comes. This is Saturday morning. So these two models are congealing on this happening tomorrow morning and lingering. Storm 1. Another system comes in, right? So LA, and then another one. I thought there was another one here, right there, yeah. So really, we'll just get through one system at a time. There it is, right there. Tonight into tomorrow. That's the GFS. This is the NAM. Let's get it up to speed. Actually, this is 12Z, 13. Okay, I got to redo this. Okay, I am so sorry to do this, you guys. I didn't refresh this model. So let's get it refreshed. Okay, let's just use the NAM as it is. So this is, it's going to show us, let's go sea level pressure, precip. I like the NAM. It's a higher resolution than the GFS. So here we are right now, this afternoon, this evening, and then there it is. It's about early tomorrow morning. I'm looking at LA again. Yeah, wow. There's going to be some stuff. Okay, so the hit on that thing is tonight through Saturday afternoon late. So for the night, yeah, starting tonight through Saturday afternoon late. And then here's the model showing, we were right down on the surface. We looked at 3 different models. We looked at HRRR, we looked at North American, and we looked at the GFS, all saying the same thing, overnight tonight into Saturday, Southern California. That's the takeaway. You don't want to get too granular with this stuff because, again, it's a fire hose. If it moves a little bit one way, it brings more rain to Oxnard than it does to Los Angeles. Okay, here's the system. This is right now, or this afternoon, right front quadrant. Look where it is. Right, upper air now. We're in the upper air. That was surface, so right front quadrant, right? And you see this low, it's kind of digging. Remember we talked about the digging trough, amplifying ridge, and you'll see that probably happen here too. Yeah, it does. It digs. And the ridge amplifies. So this is through Sunday morning. So it starts to get dry, but it moves out into the deserts. So, and then there's something behind it. And then there's something behind that. Pretty aggressive pattern. God, these cutoffs. That's another cutoff way down the road, around Thanksgiving. So we'll see. So let's look at the rainfall footprint then. So here we are through, oh, wow. So this is, let's call this right now. This is rainfall footprint, accumulation total, GFS. And then this is through tonight, midnight, just an inch or so. And then overnight, after midnight, this thing's, look at that bullseye. Again, remember that orographic component I talked about? That southerly flow. See that side of the hill? Right here, it gets pushed up and up. But here, it's got nowhere to go. It's an abrupt increase in elevation for that moisture plume. Oh, Sunday morning, look at that. Now this is accumulation. It's stopped raining for the most part, the heavy stuff, but not before you've got a bullseye in there of over 4 inches of rain. And then another system comes through, and that is on Tuesday afternoon. And that puts you at almost a half foot of rain in that same zone. It's just a bullseye, right? So, and the models are all coming together on this. It's going to rain up in Northern California a little bit. So let's come in a little closer, or a little further. Let's look at the whole West Coast, Northern California, Southern Oregon, a little bit up in Washington. This is tomorrow morning, and there's that area, right? This area again. All the models are pretty clear on it. And then we'll come in close. This is Southern California right here, right? And this is as of now. And that bullseye develops. It's 5 inches by Saturday morning. This is by Sunday morning, almost 6 inches of rain in that zone. See that? I hope you can see. It's tough to see these. So the best thing to do is don't freak out. But there'll be mud issues. There'll be flooding issues. There will be. There's just, if that all transpires, and you got 3 models that are lining up. Timing's a little different with each of them, but that is, like I'm watching the Weather Channel over here because it's awesome to watch on the TV. And they're sending people out there, which is, it's that kind of storm. They're going to have some problems. So, there it is. Okay, that's the big picture. Take a break. There's the flood watches and flood warnings out west. The snow stuff's not as aggressive because it's higher elevation stuff. God, I have so much to talk to you guys about, but I guess I'm going to save it until, these are the below average temperatures. I'm going to save it till we get to a day when there's nothing to talk about, because the weather's important today. It's always important, but it's pretty important today. And then this is the rainfall, and you can see, right, that's above average Southern California, a little above average for the rest of us too, for this time of year. And then earthquakes, there are a bunch of them, all day, all night, all the time. This is today. Reds are the freshies today in the last hour. So this area, that area is just, I couldn't live there. I'd go nuts. Let's see how they do on a 7-day 4.5. Oh, nothing. So this is 4.5 and above earthquakes in the last 7 days. So I've noticed, chime in on this, geologist. I've noticed that we do see, these are subduction zones. So subduction zones see the largest earthquakes typically. But it's interesting because these are all 4.5 and above. And I think that, well, let's do the 30-day. I think that we see, it seems like they're almost always over here. Those active zones are shooting off 4s and 5s. And then out here, it's more rare in this subduction zone area. And I know so text me, call me. Don't call me. Text me. Don't text me. How could you text me? But you could chime in on the thread. And then this is the forecast. This is the swell today. And the swell actually comes back up right here on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Goes down and comes back up. So it gets big again. Mavericks, again, live camera. This is live. Tide's getting lower. That's why we just tune it in. Sun's coming out. Tide's getting a little bit lower. It's a good shot, isn't it? God, the sun when it hits it just right. I bet you I know a couple of these guys out here, and women. I struggle with that because we have so many awesome women that surf, and we always say guys. And I know I'm not trying to be politically correct. I'm just like, dude, there's some of these women, or most of these women, surf better than I do and bigger. There's a guy. There's coming from the sea. He sees this lump. Towing in, and now he's gonna water ski it, but he'll cut back. That's sick. Yeah, there he goes. But they're learning that reef, I'll tell you. So that's and then this is down. This is more towards the Mavericks is outside the harbor. This is the harbor. It's about a mile out here in the Pacific. This is inside by the jetty. When you're going on Highway 1, this is what you see. And then I got stuff to show you. Pacifica today, beautiful day. This is by Sharp Park. my good friend Dave Alexander. You live right here, don't you? One of these houses. Cute little neighborhood. Dave Alexander, you probably know him. He used to work at Weiss Surf Shop. Everybody knows Dave. Everybody loves Dave too, by the way. This is snow, top of Palisades Tahoe. It's not very much, and they're not going to see very much. It's not like it gets colder. I mean, there'll be a little bit of cold air coming in at night, and they may get a few inches, maybe 6 to 8 inches up at this level by some in the next couple days, but it's going to take a while. And then we got Heavenly Valley again. Let's go right to here. And then snowing, isn't that pretty? And then I have a special treat for you today as we watch that. The Surfline's got a 24/7 Surfline cameras. And so what I do in my house, I love big screen TVs because you can afford them now, the 4K ones. And the 85 inches they're not that horribly expensive. So I stick it up on the wall, and then you hit this YouTube channel, which YouTube's awesome. And I'll show you. Let me show you the channel. What am I waiting around to show you? Check this out. This is sick. This is live surf cams 24/7, Hawaii, California, Bali, and more. They're live surf cameras. And what they're going to do, God love you, Surfline, they're going to toggle through. So now we're in Baja, California. Not only do they give me surf conditions, this is live. And they toggle. So I'm sitting in my big fat chair in there with Franny on my lap drinking coffee, just watching this going on. I wish I was there. Like, where would I sit? How would I surf that wave? Let's do one more. So monuments. This is in Baja, California. Nice little point. Never surf monuments. It's a good little point setup. Interesting swell direction too. Must be south. Looks like it's south of town. There's a little bit of size too. One more click and then we got to go because I'm running out of time like I always do. Come on, change. Here we go. Jabos. Overview. Puerto Rico. Isn't that awesome? So it's good. Look at the quality of the image. So that's our thing, right? This is McCoy Station up at Mammoth Mountain. Awesomeness. Snowing. They're getting snow, and they'll get a couple feet way up there. And then this is Jobos. We already did that. And then this is, first time we've seen Venice Beach not kicking ass in terms of awesome weather. Venice Beach today, going to go 63 degrees. And we go back to the beach, and they're frothy out there, aren't they? So there's Mavericks breaking again. Everything south of Point Conception is under the gun for the next 36 hours. There, I said it. And is it the end of the world? No, but it's going to be. They'll have issues if this all transpires. If you get a half foot of rain in the Palisades in the next 48 hours, you got problems. So we'll stay attuned to it. I think the best thing to do is tell a friend. No, I don't know. I just hate to see, I love that kind of rain up in Northern California, but when I see it down south, I go, I know exactly what's going to happen. I know up in Beverly Hills, the road, I know the road that'll flood. In Montecito, I know the road that'll flood. It doesn't mean it's catastrophic flood. It just means it's issues for people. Here goes one last wave at Mavericks. And again, couldn't paddle in, but you can tow in. And there's a guy coming in behind. Maybe the camera won't run out. Look at that. God, they must be fun though, right? And these tow teams are pretty tight. Like, it's usually a friend. And because the thing they do, they not only do they tow you in, but they rescue you, which I would love. And a lot of these guys, most of them wear vests, floaty vests. Okay, I got to go. I'll see you back here.